This is the plaintiff, Stacy Hardy. He says he was walking his dog on a leash when two of the defendant's pit bulls escaped from his house and attacked his dog. The defendant refuses to pay him for the vet bills for his injured dog, refuses to pay for his hurt back, and he wants money for pain and suffering, too. He's suing for $3,610. This is the defendant, Patrick Shaw. He says the plaintiff's dog somehow got into his yard and attacked his dogs. They were just defending themselves, did nothing wrong or aggressive towards the plaintiff or his dog, and he owes the guy nothing, not even an apology. He's accused of having dangerous dogs, doggone it.
All parties, please raise your right hand.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case on the docket. The plaintiff says his dog was mauled by the defendant's pit bulls and won't pay. But the defendant says the plaintiff's dog was in his yard and went on the attack. It's the case of the pitiful dog attack.
Your Honor.
Thank you, Douglas. Stacy Hardy?
Yes.
You are suing Patrick Shaw for $3,610 in vet bills, lost wages, pain and suffering. Your dog's pain and suffering because according to you, his dogs viciously attacked your dog. What happened?
I was walking my dogs about 6:45 in the morning. And
more than one dog?
Only got one.
Okay.
And I was just walking. I noticed two dogs in the yard that's fighting each other.
Two dogs in what yard?
In his yard.
Is his yard fenced in?
Yes.
Okay.
They was fighting. I'm like, what the heck? I turned back around, and about the time I turned, clink, clink. I said, what the heck is that? The dogs got out, started chasing us. Jumped on the dog.
Was your dog on a leash?
Yes.
Okay.
And that's what happened.
No, that's not. That's the beginning of a story. That's not the whole story. Go ahead.
I'm just saying, the dog just came out the yard. Both of them
How
just
did they come out of the yard? The gate opened?
Yes.
You turned around and saw that the gate was open?
No, I heard it. I turned around. Once I seen them fight, I said, let me get away. And it clink, clink, and the gate opened up.
Did you see the gate open at any time?
No, because I was about
You're
from
just
here to where
assuming
he
they
at.
came out through an open gate?
Yes, I
because
seen
of the
gate.
sound. I asked you, did you see it open? Did you see? Okay. Was the gate open when you looked at it? Yes or no?
No.
But you heard the sound, so you are assuming that it opened?
Yes.
Okay, and what happens?
The two dogs.
It's a chain link fence with the little thing that goes clink, clink?
Yeah, the little thing was like
Go
this.
ahead, yeah, I got it.
And I looked up, and they was all on both of them was on my dog, and my dog just grabbed one of them.
What kind of dogs are we talking about?
I got a pit bull. I thought they was two pit bulls. He said it's a bulldog.
What kind of dogs do you have?
I have American Bulldogs.
American Bulldogs, which American Bulldog owners are very quick to point out are not exactly pit bulls.
That's correct.
Okay. Well, at least it's a fair fight, though. Go ahead. So go on. What happens?
And I'm like watching them. One is on his shoulder and one is on his right.
Well, it's 2 against 1. I guess it's not a fair fight, but go ahead.
Right, and one was on his right shoulder. Right arm, and he had one by the back leg. And I'm like, get off him! I started kicking him. One dog jumped off. I reached down and got the leash and started beating them until they ran into.
Wait! I reached down and what?
I took my leash off because they was killing me.
Wait! What?
I took the leash off to beat them.
You took the leash off of your dog in the middle of a dog attack?
Yes, ma'am. I had to say that.
Oh,
though.
you didn't have your dog on a leash. You're a liar. Are you kidding me? Because you got to be. He's got some explaining to do, right? Because when you hear the dog fight, his dog is on your yard.
They were in my backyard.
Okay.
He was standing in the middle of my
dog. So instead of having your dog protected from these dogs, where you can control your dog and keep him on a leash, you actually, in the middle of a 3 pit bull fight that you think is going on, you take the leash off because somehow that thin leash is a better weapon than your big manly size 10 shoes, right?
Yes.
That's your story.
Yes.
Your dog wasn't on a leash. I was not born yesterday.
My dog
What
was
is
on a
it that
leash.
happened when you hear the noise?
Okay, well, it was early in the morning, about maybe 8 o'clock, 7:30, that I actually woke up to the noise because I was up late that night. I'm usually up earlier, but that morning I woke up a little late to his yelling.
Who does that? Just a second. Who does that? Who takes a leash off so that you could whip him with the leash, and then all of a sudden your dog is running? What happens when you take the leash off?
They tearing him up.
Yeah, and then what happens? Once
I started beating them, the big one was on his hip now. The big one was on his hip.
And then
I beat him. He ran.
Uh-huh.
And I said, let him go, let him go, let him go. And the little one ran right behind him.
And then what happens?
I couldn't catch my dog.
And then what happens? What does your dog do?
He ran into them.
Oh, look at that. And your dog runs into their yard.
Yes.
How did your dog get into their yard?
The gate is wide open. They ran right after each other.
I thought you heard the clink clink, which means those gates are self-closing.
No, ma'am. No, it's a gate with a lip. It's a pole and there's a lip on it. And the thing
Just a
came
second. So the gate, I asked you if you ever saw the gate open, and you said no.
No, I never seen it open. When I got up to the gate to call my dog back out, yes, I seen the gate open. The gate was open.
Well, how come I had to ask him that 6 times and he kept saying no? All right, so now, according to you, the dogs, you hear the noise and what do? You look out?
I come downstairs and go on my back deck, and I see him standing in between my gateway. He wasn't in my yard and he wasn't outside. He pulled the gateway in, standing in between the gateway and the fence line, yelling at his dog to come out my yard. At that point, I looked over and I saw that his dog was down there attacking my dogs. And at this point, because it's a dog fight, you expect to see blood. There was no blood. There was no skin broken. There was no blood anywhere.
Did your dog end up going to the vet?
No, he didn't. There was no holes. There's no puncture mark on my dog. There's no mark on my dog. I have pictures of my dog.
When you say that his dog was attacking your dogs, what was it doing?
There was a lot of just movements and scuffling, and my dog actually...
Was your dog attacking their dogs?
No, ma'am.
Oh, what did it do? Go back a chain. What did the dog do? Tell me what you think. What is your theory about what his dog was doing in there?
So are pit bulls more aggressive than the average dog?
No, they're not.
You don't think so?
No, I think that it depends on who raises the pit bull. If they're gonna.
So you think it's the owner, not the dog?
Of course.
Is it really? Is it the owner, not the dog?
It depends who the owner is. Like if the owner is some guy.
Well, then you're saying it is the owner. That's the owner, not the dog.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I don't know. Some dogs are jerks, so
But are pit bulls as a breed more aggressive?
yes.
You think so?
Yeah, I think so.
I agree with her.
Oh, you just changed your mind.
It's like I agree with both.
But
like
you've changed your mind 3 times in 20 seconds going inside the courtroom.
Well, my theory is that his dog came into my yard and is attacking my dogs.
So you don't buy the theory that he says, which is his dog is on a leash, he is peacefully walking his dog outside, your dogs got out of your yard, and then he took his dog off of the leash so that his dog could follow your dogs into your yard and then attack your dogs in your yard? You don't buy that one?
Not 100%, because he took off both leash and collar.
Oh, it took off leash and collar.
There was no collar on the dog
No
either.
collar on the dog. Okay,
No.
so, and what are you two saying anything to each other at the time?
I had no words for him.
Did you say anything to him at his
Yes.
property? What'd
Yes.
you say?
I was like, your dog attacked my dog. What are you doing in my yard?
How
What are you doing in my-
exactly? How are you saying this to the guy when you're standing in his yard and your dog is on his property? Like you didn't, like, that's it? That's all you say is your dog's attacked my dog? You
Yeah,
don't
because the dog was
explain
out the
anything?
yard. He like, my dog could never get out the yard. Yes, they got out the yard, sir. Yes. And the lady was standing up on top of the thing. She was like, the dog's gonna bite you. I said, miss, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna come right back. I took my dog home.
And then what happened? You took your dog to the vet and you ended up with a $217 vet bill.
Yes.
What did they do at the vet?
They checked him. They gave him ointment. They gave me a collar thing so
A
he can't.
lampshade?
Yeah, so he
All
can't
right.
scratch his
So
head.
you're suing not for $217, but for almost $4,000. How do you figure?
I had to lose. I mean, my back started killing me. I had to go to work. My boss sent me home
Well, your back started killing you. Why?
because I was trying to help my dog. That's my family dog. That's my family dog. I wasn't gonna let him sit there and get hurt. Because I'm telling you, that big dog was on his shoulder. I mean, he was
Do you
gonna
have
break
any
him.
proof that you have medical injuries from this event?
That I went to the doctor, yes.
And now you're suing for $2,500 in pain and suffering. What's that about?
My back was killing me. I couldn't even walk.
You missed 2 days of work?
Yes, ma'am.
But so you not only want to be recompensed your 2 days of work, but you also want to be recompensed $2,500 for missing 2 days of work.
No, well, my back was killing me.
I know. Do you have anything that says what's wrong with your back and that it's a result of this and not something else?
No, I can.
Okay.
No.
And then you're suing for the dog's pain and suffering.
Yeah,
That's novel. Okay, so Mr. Hardy, I'm going to give you one last opportunity to persuade me that your dog didn't just go into their backyard.
There's no way my dog can get in his yard because, like I said, it's a gate. It opens up.
Well, if you want me to believe his dogs can come out, but not your dog can go in. And what is with your gate, by the way?
I don't know. I have pictures here of my back gate and my dog.
How did the dog get in? I mean, the dog got in somehow.
What I think probably had happened is that the gate probably was pushed to the bottom, maybe, allowing the smaller dog to come in.
But why? How? Somebody left it unlocked?
No. I mean, you have The gate, if the gate has a lock in the middle, if you're forced at the bottom aggressively, maybe the small dog squeezes his way through the little open and crease because a pit bull is much smaller than my dogs. That's the only
I don't know.
way.
You need to build a better gate, is all I'm telling you. You need to put a lock on. You need to do something.
I have
Figure
improved.
something out. Do a different mechanism
I have
there.
improved on that since, Your Honor.
You have? Okay, good.
Yes.
All right, Mr. Hardy, I'm sorry, but I'm, I'm just, I have to believe your story by a preponderance of the evidence. You're the person with the burden of proof when you come into court. And I have to believe that it is more likely than not that things happened your way rather than their way. I'm sorry. I'm just not buying it. My verdict in this case is for the defendants.
All right, both sides, hold on.
Thank you. Well, the plaintiff was still talking to the judge when she was ruling against you. What is it? What more did you have to say there?
There's no way in the world I'm gonna sit my dog in that yard. There's no way. I would never sit my dog in the yard like that. I would never fight my dog. My dog is there for my 2 grandkids.
The story was weird, taking off the leash in the middle of the thing.
Because what's gonna happen next?
I don't know.
I'm gonna get hurt. That's what's gonna happen next. That's gonna happen. Them dogs gonna get me next. I got to figure out what am I going to do.
You were doing that out of self-preservation?
Yes, sir. I was scared to death. I was like, oh, my dog. And once he bit my dog on the side, I said, I got to do it. I got it.
Right. Okay.
And I reached down and got it and started beating the dog just to get him off me.
How is the dog?
He's much better now.
All right, around this way, okay? All right, so step on out here, sir. And tell us your side of your feeling about this outcome here.
The outcome, I think the verdict is correct because at no point was my dog, in my eyes, outside my yard. When I saw my dog, he was in my backyard being attacked by this gentleman's dog. If he had time...
When you have those huge dogs like you have, is that a magnet for trouble?
Well, people like to admire them, and some people like to agitate them with their dogs, especially young guys with their pit bulls come by my back gate.
Is it worth the trouble to have?
I love my dogs, and yes, it's worth the trouble. I would have it 10 times over because I've had all dogs all my life.
All right, Harvey?
I mean, here's the deal. If you walk a dog and the dog is not on a leash and the dog gets attacked, really you're out of luck because you had no control over the dog and you have a legal obligation to do so.